Here we are. It's Christmas week. I've got one more video for you. This one is full of 3 brand new appetizers I've never shown or made before, and we absolutely loved them. I just wanted to take a minute and reflect with you. This is that time of the year when we do that, and I look back and I think, if anyone had told me 2 years ago, when I was wondering what God's plan was for me at this stage in my life with grown children and feeling like I didn't have as much purpose and usefulness in my life as I have had in the past, that this is the plan He had for me, and this is where that He would have me serving and sharing, I would have never believed it. And you are such a part of that, each one of you, that you would take the time to not only watch these videos, but comment and share your life, your successes, your failures, your highs and your lows, your prayer requests and your praises. It means the world to me. I never take that for granted, and I just want you to know you're never far from my thoughts and my prayers. No matter where I am, you're not far from my mind. I appreciate all the time that you spend with me each week and all the support and the love that you send my way. So let's dry these eyes and let's get on with this video. 3 amazing new Crescent appetizers, and you know me, they're going to be quick, easy, simple ingredients, and they're all going to be yummy. Merry Christmas and have a great, blessed New Year. Our first appetizer is glazed chicken minis, and these are so delicious. I could not believe how these ingredients come together to make this scrumptious snack. I had 2 regular sized cans of Crescent rolls, but the recipe just calls for about 1.5 cans of these. You take each Crescent roll and you're going to slice it into 3 very small pieces. And don't worry, when you slice these, it doesn't have to be perfect. And it'll look like you just have a little bit, but it's fine. They puff up and everything works out. And you're just going to take a piece of popcorn chicken. You're going to leave it frozen. It will bake up as the recipe bakes. And you're going to wrap each little piece of popcorn chicken in 1 strip of your Crescent dough. I had some little bitty pieces, and for those I would actually use 2 little pieces of the popcorn chicken for each strip. And don't worry, we're not going to waste those few little extra Crescent rolls. I have a special dessert at the end that we made with those. And we're going to make a sauce to spread over the top of this when we bake it. We're going to start with 1/2 cup of butter and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. We're also going to squirt in 1 tablespoon of some Dijon mustard, and I'm just kind of eyeballing these. Going to put in 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And totally optional is 1 tablespoon of poppy seeds. And I really like poppy seeds. I like them on sliders too. And I had just been out of them. Was at Walmart, found them cheap, so went ahead and splurged. You're just going to bring this up to a boil and simmer it just a second. You want to get everything combined and mixed in really well. I may have failed to mention, as I was rolling up those chicken minis, I was placing them in a greased 9x13 baking dish, and you do want to use a dish that has some sides on it, because you can see I'm drizzling that sauce we made all over the top of these. And that 1 bag of popcorn chicken worked out perfectly to the 1.5 cans of Crescent rolls that I used. Going to bake that uncovered in a 375 degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. You can see that bubbly sauce underneath when we pull these out of the oven, and how brown and delicious and beautiful these are looking. What is a better flavor than Crescent rolls, butter, brown sugar, Worcestershire, and chicken? These were so delicious. I could totally see me trying just a little honey and a little butter over a few of these and try to recreate me some chicken minis like they have for breakfast at Chick-fil-A. These were a huge hit, absolutely quick to put together, no frills, no fuss. This was a perfect appetizer for Christmas, New Year's, honestly, any night of the week, for something fun to pull out and throw together. And if that one was not quick and easy enough, here's one that's even faster. It's just 3 ingredients, and you honestly don't use all of your jelly or a whole block of cream cheese. It just takes a very little bit. These are pepper jelly bombs. And I've started out by just pinching all the seams together in my roll of crescents to make one big rectangle, and then I'm going to divide it into 18 pretty even squares. I was lucky Ryan was here this night and he did this little task for me. He's a whole lot better at cutting a straight line and being more precise with the measurements than I am. And there's absolutely no rules here. You just need to make sure that your cream cheese is nice and soft. You're just going to put a little spoonful on the middle of each of your little squares here. You are going to fold these up, so you just want to make sure you can pretty much fold them. After you get cream cheese on all of them, you're just going to use a little bit of your pepper jelly. This is some pineapple red pepper jelly I had left over from something earlier. Feel free to use whatever choice you'd like to on this. Just going to put a little bit of that on top of each of these little cream cheese dots in your squares. Next is the fun part. You're just trying to pull up each of the 4 corners and make you a little tart or like a little pocket or something. I just kind of pinch them all up together and make my little bomb out of that. And I'm going to put these over on a baking sheet that I have lined with some parchment paper. This does not have to be perfect. I think it's fun when you have each one of them looking different. And to me, it's okay if a little bit of that jelly and stuff kind of shows through and pushes through, because I love how it looks when that bakes up. This is totally just your preference on how you want to do these things, and let your kids have fun with this one too. These are going to go in a 350-degree oven for 13 to 15 minutes. You just want them to brown up nicely. You can see how pretty the crescents have puffed up, and you can see a little bit of the filling through there. I kind of let these sit here for just a minute till they could sit up and cool, stiffen up just a little bit and hold together really good before I put them off on a serving dish. And you can see here why I said I like for a little bit of the jelly and stuff to show. You can see both of the colors that are in the jelly and the cream cheese, and I just think that is so pretty and festive looking. And these are just the most delicious little sweet and savory treat, just a little bite of goodness. We love these. I guess this would be the next best thing to the smoked cream cheese with this jam over it that Patrick made last week for us out on the grill. Super fast, super easy, super good. Now we're going to do some sausage and cream cheese pinwheels. You cannot have Christmas and New Year's without sausage balls, sausage pinwheels, cream cheese, something like that. And this is just a different little twist on some of the same ingredients that we use in a lot of our favorite appetizers and snacks. And we're going to start out by taking that pound of breakfast sausage. We want to brown that up and cook it thoroughly and then drain off all the grease. I've got my 1 block of cream cheese softened in a bowl, and I'm actually going to take my sausage that has been drained very thoroughly, and I'm just going to mix this all together in a bowl. I have my first roll of crescent rolls that I'm going to roll out here, and I have some wax paper down, and I even sprayed it just to make it super easy to roll up, hopefully. If you can get your hands on some of the crescent dough sheets, that would make this super quick and easy. So I'm just going to pinch them up to make one nice long sheet here. And if you have seen the yummy sausage cream cheese crescent bake that everybody makes, this is basically the same thing. It's just, you know, the same but different. It's made up just to look a little bit more pretty and festive. Now you're going to take half of your sausage and cream cheese mixture, and you're just going to spread it out here leaving about 1/4 of an inch all around the edges. If you followed the instructions that are in this recipe, you would put half of your cream cheese down, then come back and sprinkle half of your sausage. But I totally agree with the folks who left the tips down below. This is much easier to have this all combined and spread it at one time. Now I'm going to try my very, very best to roll this up. You're going to start on the long edge and you're just going to roll this in. Just take your time, and I'm talking to myself here. Take your time and roll this up. My sausage is still just a little bit warm, so I am really glad that I did spray this because it is wanting to make my crescents come apart. So I'm really glad I took that extra step. If you're one of those fancy cinnamon roll makers, you will not have a problem doing this. But we all know that's not me. I just kind of take my ends, kind of tuck them in and under, and I'm just going to roll it up in this wax paper, and we're going to put this in the refrigerator for at least 1 hour. Something that I forgot to mention the first time around was that I did not press or stretch my crescent rolls out too much because they're pretty thin. But I think I found a neat technique on my second one here to roll these up. I'm just taking my little parchment or wax paper, and instead of rolling it with my hands, I'm just using this wax paper to roll it up. And this is working so much better, guys. Look at that. Look at that. I learned something. I learn something every day, but I learned something I can share. Okay, moment of truth. I'm going to unroll. This is the first one that I made with you there. I'm going to unroll this. I'm going to slice this up. Okay, I'm going to leave it on that paper. It said to slice them in about 1/2-inch pieces. And a really sharp knife for this. These are going to go in a 375-degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes. Look how pretty these are. The little rolls are so cute looking. And if you put some red and green bell peppers in here, this would look so Christmassy. But my gang was having none of that. They like their sausage cream cheese crescents pure and unadulterated, so we left them that way. These are a perfect snack, and the second roll I had left over I made for breakfast the next day. This is something that is so cute and just a little handheld snack or breakfast. And here's what Ryan did with our leftover crescents and cream cheese. He's making us a cream cheese sopapilla cheesecake. I believe I said that right. But he took the softened cream cheese and put a little bit of granulated sugar with it. He's also going to mix in some sour cream and egg and vanilla. And I will have recipe links for everything down in the description box like I always do, as well as his mom's original recipe with all the correct amounts to make a full-size one of these down in the description box as well. I know you'll want to try this out. Now he's just using one of my loaf pans for bread, and he's taking the half of a roll of crescents that we had left and spreading that in there, and he's greased this very thoroughly. He's just kind of stretching it out to make it fit. Then he's going to pour in that filling that he mixed up. On top of that, he's going to put the other half of that crescent. He's going to pour some melted butter over the top of that. Then he's just going to come in with some granulated sugar and a little bit of cinnamon. Actually, a lot bit of cinnamon over the top of that, but that is what really made this yummy and delicious. I think Ryan told me his mom makes either a raspberry or strawberry version of this too. He's going to put that in the oven and bake it up. And I believe this baked about 25 or 30 minutes at 350 degrees. And this was absolutely delicious. What a great way to use up that little bit of leftover cream cheese and crescent roll. This was just a nice little treat. I love when we can use everything up and nothing goes to waste, and it's delicious. I love a quick little appetizer or snack made out of a lot of things that you just have on hand anyway, taken to the next level. If you're still looking for more inspiration for Christmas, New Year's, or beyond, I hope these hit the mark for you. And feel free to check out either of the videos I've got linked up on the screen for you above. One of them's appetizers, one of them is fun, sweet treats. As always, I appreciate you spending some time with me. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. And until I see you again, I send you love from my kitchen.